Hello everyone, this is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you a reading here for the evening of August 4th, 2022. I hope everyone is doing well, and if you are joining me for this reading, I do so appreciate you popping in to take a listen tonight. We are using the Light Seers Tarot for this evening's reading, of course, and it has such a beautiful artistry, and so we have great illustrations on these cards here. The cards that came up for this evening, we have the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups, Eight of Swords, and Four of Pentacles. So what I'm really feeling with these cards, they're coming out, the phrase, it actually took me back to a phrase that I learned in French class, right? Il fait froid, which means it is cold. It is cold outside, it is cold and dark. And I'm feeling that this is alluding to feeling cold and dark in your head, right? It's a cold and dark place in your mind. Looking at that Eight of Swords, right? We could be stuck in our mind, in our head about things, right? And I feel as though this is a place that you want to leave. Perhaps you are leaving a place. Perhaps you're near water, right? But I think overall, it's about getting out of your head, right? And I do feel like there is an intrusion, so to speak, that's happening where someone is getting into your head. So it's not just you being your own worst critic or your own worst enemy. This is about somebody else getting into your head. And so I feel like this person is trying to, or maybe this group of people, right, even, is trying to take advantage of you in some way. They're looking to gain an advantage by manipulating you of sorts. And so I feel as though it's kind of like they're going in for the kill. They know your weak spots because they have been watching you. They know what's going to bother you and where you are weakest and when you are weakest, perhaps, right? Maybe they know that you really love your children, and so they might bring up something about your children, and it might make you feel sad or might make you feel guilty that you don't spend enough time with them. There's something that they are getting into your head about. They're helping to kind of coax you along into, making a decision that would benefit them in some way, shape, or form. That's really what I'm feeling with this. And so I feel like you are overcoming this, right? You're seeing this. And so you are no longer allowing this person or this group of people to manipulate your emotions in that way. And you might have started to implement some boundaries. And it's almost as if you are starting to walk away from that and knowing, and therefore you have this little prized possession almost, right? Like where you have this like token or of appreciation or this trinket that you kind of carry, and it's a little reminder, right, to help you to fight the good fight, or remind you that this is a battle that you have fought and you have won. And I feel almost where it's like when you're sorting through some of these emotions or you're reminiscing, this also could be very symbolic of you kind of remembering all of the good stuff. Because when we tend to reminisce about things from our past, which when we look at that Four of Pentacles, that's really what I feel. This could be somebody clinging to the past memories, past emotions, right? Fearful of letting go in some way. So when we reminisce about things from the past, it tends to bring up, where if it's particularly if it's been a while, we tend to kind of forget some of the things that might have made us angry or might have upset us in some way, and we tend to remember the good things, right? And so that's really what I'm feeling, right? It's almost like that you have this token of appreciation already, in which that that you are strong and you are wise. You're determined, right? And especially with this Nine of Cups, like, you're a catch, right? You're a catch. And you don't have to convince anybody that you're a catch. You know that, and especially once you've realized this for yourself, you know exactly what you deserve beyond a shadow of a doubt, and I think that that makes it easier to continue to walk the path that you need to walk. And I feel like what helps is knowing that, because I feel like there might be times when you might be kind of socially awkward in maybe portraying what you need within relationships or expressing yourself. You might have difficulty communicating, particularly exactly what you need from others, right? Within a relationship or within a work dynamic, however that resonates for you. And I feel as though that can lead you to sometimes question yourself. And I feel like whether you have difficulty getting your action plan down on paper, your goals down on paper, whether you have difficulty putting that plan into action, you get some holdups when you start to really look at your goals and where it is that you want your destination to be. And so when you're trying to express that to other people, it makes that all the much more, complicated, confusing. It's like a blurry picture, especially for others when they try to help to understand you. So I feel, though, that it's in these intricate details, right? When you're expressing yourself about these intricate details, it's almost where you catch people off guard, right? And it's like this most surprising element about you that kind of astounds them, and sometimes even surprises you, right? You get very astounded by, knowing how far you've come, right? Because when you're looking at it from like day to day, it doesn't seem as though you're really making progress on those goals. But when you look how far you've come from far back, you realize, gosh, I really have done so much to get myself into this place. And so you really need to be able to celebrate yourself, right? To be able to jump for joy and laugh with so much laughter, and just really embrace all of the joy that you've experienced, not only along the way, right, but that is presenting itself to you at this point in time too. Because this is where there is this leap of faith, right? And I do feel that coming in, and that we need to trust at this time, right? And when that word trust is coming in, I'm really feeling like this is the phrase, "in God we trust," comes in, okay? And so this might be a phrase that you associate with money, right? Because it's printed on money, right? So maybe you are placing a lot of faith and trust in money or finances to get you where you want to go. And this is asking us to kind of take a look at that, take a step back, and redefine that phrase, "in God we trust," right? Because we need to be putting emphasis on our spiritual path as well. Having faith in knowing that money is a piece of paper, but it's also energetic currency, right? And so that will flow to us once we connect with that energy of knowing what we deserve and knowing that we can achieve those things. All of this greatness that surrounds us, and just tapping into that energy, it's just a beautiful dynamic. So it's also that faith in knowing you're going to take that action, not knowing the outcome, but trusting that it's all going to work out for you as you set your intentions, as you take your actions, right? You're going to just set that intention and pray or set your intentions that it's going to work out, and believe with all your heart that it's going to work out, and it will. And so that's that leap of faith, because we're acting without knowing exactly how things are going to work out for us, right? And sometimes that's what it takes, right? Spirit likes to see us take those steps and start moving forward, taking some action on things, and then things will start to fall into place, right? We don't always get what we want in the upfront, like, I'll have this and then I'll do it, right? It doesn't always work like that. Sometimes we have to create our own opportunities by creating action, and then it creates something out of nothing, right? So don't get trapped in your head about things. And I feel as though, again, this is where those intricate details, you can get caught up on those intricate details. Whereas much as they can surprise and astound you and others, it can also get you more trapped in your head, right? Because you're focused on those little details. So don't worry about all of those little details. Start to focus on the big picture, all right? And that will help to get you where you need to go. And know too that you have your own limits. Know your limits, know your boundaries, right? I do feel with this is more of like you can't go outside of a certain area, right? I feel like you'll go so far, and then the rest will have to come from spirit, right? And so it's almost as if you'll get yourself only so far, and you'll know that you're only going to be able to get yourself so far because you know your limits, you know what you're capable of. And so there's also this feeling with this too, where it's like all this time maybe you've been focusing on the financial aspect, having the money to get you to where you want to go, or having the money to invest in this project, right? I get this feeling with this that it's almost like your money's no good here, right? And so it's about energetically connecting with where you want to be. I definitely feel that this is about connecting energetically with where you want to be. So if you have a vision board, now would be the time to really meditate in front of your vision board. Connect with that feeling of having what it is that's on your vision board. And how are you going to feel when you get there? How are you going to feel when you achieve that, right? Connect with that feeling and how great that feels, and meditate with that energy, okay? And I feel like, too, this is sustainable. The word sustainable was also coming through. So is it that you can't keep going at this pace? Or what's going to be able to keep you going at this pace, right, would be the question, right? How can you set yourself up to achieve these great things, but then also keep yourself in that place, in that momentum going forward? And so keeping yourself into that space. And I feel like, again, this is energy, right? It is the energetic currency of this, right? Not the monetary currency of getting yourself there. And so this is where any effort that you put forward toward meeting your goals, any effort that you put forward toward giving back to other people, this is going to be huge in terms of setting yourself up for achieving what you've been wanting to achieve. So again, I get this feeling with this. It's like planting a plant, a seed that will then bloom every single year, right? It will bloom or blossom over and over again. After you took the time and effort to do that one time, you get results repeatedly. Okay, so this is now energetically speaking. What is your goal? What is your end game? And how can you get yourself into a space where you are repeatedly getting paid, right? Or repeatedly reaping the benefits of your efforts that you've put forward at this point in time. So whether you take some time to design a course, or to design an actual thing, right? Whether you're a construction worker and you're creating something with your hands, like a project, having an actual project, whether you are making a meditation, putting forth this creative energy, whatever this looks like for you, getting yourself into a space where that is going to then repeatedly give back. So whether this is a model home, if you're a construction worker, whether this is your go-to daily meditation that you're presenting to your clients, whether this is your energetic overhaul, right, that you are giving back to others in some way. It is something that you're presenting over and over again as something that somebody can then use for an example, or use daily, or something that is giving back to others in some way, it is going to then bring you a recurrent energy, right? And so I do feel like this is going to help you become a force in creating and overall achieving this goal that you're wanting to achieve, because it's going to create joy, right? You're going to become a force because it's going to bring happiness to you. It's going to create more joy. It's going to perpetuate more joy because you're sitting in the energy of joy. And so I love this so much. This is going to be overall a leap of faith that's really going to pay off. But you got to be able to get yourself out of your head, not feeling so frightened and fearful about where this is going to go, what's going to happen, is it going to pay off, right? Know that you're worthy. Know that this can work out for you. And there is so much transformation energy available to us at this time to really carry us in this current into something new and different. And this is not for everyone, right? This transformation energy isn't for everyone. If this is something that you're choosing, and you're consciously choosing it and you're consciously taking action for that, if that is in your energetic space, right? If that is there for you and you want to claim it, please do so, right? This is the time. So I feel like, if there's something there for you that you're working on and you feel like, I have the energy within me now, I've done the work, I've released all of these limitations, now I'm just getting in my head about things, and now I just need to take that action because it will channel that energy into something productive for you. Great. Do that. And I'd love to hear about it. Please hit me in the comments. Let me know how this transformational energy is working for you. As always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Please don't hesitate to hit that like or subscribe button here on YouTube for me. If you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can hit me up in Facebook in the Messenger on the business page Enchanted Emerald Healing. You can email me at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com, or you can simply book a session with me for a reading or a healing session at the Square site pinned in the description box below here on YouTube, or at the top of the page on the Facebook business page. So thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, and again, be kind to one another. Thank you.